Here we are. We made it.
Once again.
Another NFT.NYC event. So this time there's going to be like 100 leaders. So you and your peers are gathered together in the room today. Help me understand what's the benefit of getting to a room with just a small group of people that are leading the industry, and what do you hope to kind of get being here, rubbing shoulders, and what do you hope to give to a small group like this? Because you're speaking, as you should be.
That's all right. No, I'm so psyched to be here.
Yes.
Another great event that you guys put together, and it'll be an interesting, different experience to talk to thought leaders, brand leaders, Fortune 500 companies about what their views on NFTs are.
Right.
I think we all know we're at a moment of sort of a trough of disillusionment.
Yes.
Like the markets are not hot as they were a year and a half ago.
Right.
And so peeling away the negative sentiment and externalities and looking at where are we, what use cases for the technology have worked, where do we see evidence of adoption, what should we as product people prepare for, what products should we work on, and where will the markets be in the future? I think that's what I want to talk about.
Well, you gave one of the most inspiring talks I've ever heard in this industry at the last NFT.NYC on the Radio City Music Hall stage. You came out and you delivered an incredible keynote on kind of where the market's at. Today you're going to talk about past, present, future. Give me some insight. What are you most excited about looking toward the future?
Well, first, just looking at where we are, we've sold more than $50 billion of NFTs in 2.5 years. So it's the, as I said, I think on the stage at Radio City, which thank you for having me there, that was amazing. It's the most successful consumer product released since the smartphone.
Right.
One of the greatest consumer adoption stories ever.
Yes.
And so what happened during that period? Why did we sell so many?
Right.
What's still selling now?
Yeah.
And what do people resonate with? You know, what types of use cases have worked. So we're going to peel that away and look at a bunch of data, and we're going to try to break down the market into the different segments and the different use cases. There's generative art, there's sports collectibles, there's other types of collectibles, right? There's digital fashion. We'll talk about what Nike's done. So I'm just like focus on where we've seen success, kind of ignore some of the noise, right? And look at the data.
Now for CoinFund, you're the managing partner there, and I know that I'm assuming, I shouldn't say no, that your thesis and your approach as a fund to the market probably has tweaked a little bit from the excitement to the trough of disillusionment. What are you looking for today? Are you looking at new companies? Are you looking just to reinforce with second, third checks into existing portfolio companies? What's really getting your attention?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, the longer you're an investor, the more you look for opportunities like this. You like it when the markets are not on fire and prices are not super high. And like it's not a bunch of tourist crazy money bidding up companies that show little evidence of success. Now is when the people who want to do hard things are the ones left, right? The entrepreneurs who aren't looking for easy money or don't expect things to happen quickly, but have a long-term vision in mind about what they want to build. This is the time you meet those people, and this is when you invest in them. And by the way, this resonates with them because they want people who are in it for the long term. So we raised a lot of capital last year, and we're deploying it in the seed stage and in the sort of Series A and B stages. We're investing in what we hope to be tomorrow's best founders, building the best stuff, and we're still as bullish as we've ever been on NFTs. We're a realist about what has worked and what hasn't. And so as I've said to you before, I mean, I think of ourselves as evidence-based investors, not religious investors. We don't have some conviction independent of the data, but I think this is a very interesting set of technology with lots of already demonstrated use cases. Great time to invest.
Yes. Now, with 100 people here, way different than 10,000 plus at the Javits Center next month, April 12th through the 14th. For an event of that size, in an industry that's still very, very new, what is it that you go there for? Why do you go speak? Why would the different organizations, yours and others, be involved? How is that environment important in this just still emerging industry?
Yeah, do it for information, right? What are other leaders thinking about? Compare notes. I do it to meet tomorrow's great founders. What are the young, inspired founders thinking about? What use cases do they see? What do they want to build? What's working and what's not, right? This is what we do. I think what's particularly interesting about today is we have probably fewer 25-year-old founders and more Fortune 500 brands and business executives.
Which is
and the fact that they're here talking about listening to NFTs, we want to know what they're thinking too. I think crypto and NFTs in particular, it's one of the few places in technology where I think, let's call it legacy or incumbent companies can be just as successful as the new startups. Typically we see new technology disrupting legacy companies. I don't see that happening with NFTs, right? NFTs are additive to existing brands.
Like they multiply the efforts, the impact, the strategy, the vision of the existing Global 2000. They bring something in that accelerates but not replaces them.
Exactly. It doesn't cannibalize their existing physical businesses or their existing streaming businesses or existing online businesses. It's additive. So that's why this group is super relevant, and what they're thinking about and what they're interested in is relevant.
Yes. If you want to get in touch with you or CoinFund, what's the best way for them to go through the process of saying hello?
Yeah, thank you for that, Ian. So David at CoinFund.io or Pakman, Pakman on Twitter.
Yes. Well, I always enjoy spending time with you on and off the camera. Thanks for jumping in and joining me.
Thanks for having me here, Ian.
All right, my friend.